am going to be just running through my Steam library, one game at a time, playing everything blind. And today we're going to be starting on the E's. I have, as I've had for, I think, all of these, my friend Hazel in the background here, who's really cool,
Hello.
to, keep me talking so I'm not just getting distracted by the game, and also keeping an eye on the chat so I don't have to do that as much. And we are going to just be jumping right into this, I think, after I'm sure that I'm actually broadcasting. Okay. And yeah, we're starting with the E's today, and first on the list of what's installed is East India Company, which I kind of feel is going to be like a little bit more explicitly colonialist than most of the games I've been playing.
Let's conquer some places to get their valuable spices and then not use them in our cooking.
Mm-hmm. That's the thing too, right? Like, what was England doing with all of those? Just Mwahahaha, I control the world's supply of cumin. Nobody's gonna surprise me with that anymore in their dishes. Just
Yep.
gonna put that in a big old vault. And then, what was actually like the one weird trade that was going on where it was like England was getting tea from someone and in exchange giving them like, I want to say opium?
I don't know specifically, but that sounds plausible.
So like, here, take these hardcore drugs. Give me those tea leaves. Like, I mean, I guess it's the way to go. And I would still love an explanation of why every time I run any game through Steam for the first time, it has to install Microsoft DirectX for Windows again.
Yeah, it's kind of baffling to me that after so many years, the DirectX installer needs to like do so much with everything it's packaged with, rather than
Mm-hmm.
can it just check? Can it just like ask Windows, "Hey, you got DirectX? Cool."
Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, I'm pretty sure just yesterday alone, it was installed a good dozen times. It should be in there.
Then the C++ whatever redistributables.
Mm-hmm. But we got good news, because if that is really causing problems today, I happen to know a lot of the E's I have installed are actually games that I've played and are like not going to do their first time setup stuff. But yeah, oof. I'm just looking at screenshots of this while I'm waiting for it to load, and
Oh yeah. What is it? That's it.
it looks like somebody is playing an RTS with just one unit selected.
Oh dear.
Hmm.
So a mobile.
I guess. Oh, here it goes. Well, I now think of like some of the funniest to have in the original StarCraft with dropships and certain units of just like quickly drop them down, let them fire once, pick them back up. Shenanigans. And okay,
What shenanigans you said?
where you like have a dropship full of units, they set them down, they fire once, and you scoop them back up before they can be hit with return fire.
Oh yes, yes. Did you ever play StarCraft 2 when the Archon toilet was still there?
I
Screen
played.
share me, by the way. Oh, thank
Yep,
you.
I
There it
played
is.
StarCraft 2 at launch. I have not played it beyond campaign mode since launch.
Yes, I played a bunch of the campaign mode. I've been told by everyone that it got better, but I don't care. Oh, anyway.
I mean,
Fine.
but I'm totally willing to have this sidetrack conversation here.
Oh, yeah,
It
yeah.
got better in the sense that The Demon Sword is a really good movie.
Ah,
From
Like,
trading, they gathered immense wealth.
the plot for the main, Terran campaign, StarCraft 2, is just this, like, horrible, horrible insult to the plot of the actual StarCraft expansion. And just, like,
And they waged wars
treating
against
those
each
not
other.
as canon, but treating, like, bad, cheesy tie-in novels as canon, and just vaguely implying the entire expansion didn't happen. And
I
then,
felt very gaslit by StarCraft 2 single player, where it
Yeah.
made me misremember stuff from StarCraft 1.
well, the thing is, too, like, I was so hyped for it, I replayed all of StarCraft right before it came out, so it was fresh in my mind, and I'm just like, that's not Jimmy. Jimmy's bald and hangs out with a bunch of Protoss. Like,
You create a company that will dominate all others.
I mean, probably not in the 15 minutes we get this game. But
East India Company.
then I haven't seen the Protoss expansion, but I played the Zerg expansion, and the Zerg expansion is like even farther removed from anything in established canon, to the point where I no longer care, and it's just, oh, cool, like talking dinosaurs in the jungle with
I mean,
cute
that
voices.
sounds nice.
Yeah, like Dahaka is cute and adorable, and I don't care that like his existence absolutely spits in the face of everything I know about StarCraft. And also, advisor guy whose name I will never remember for the life of me.
Is that Abathur?
Well done. Yes, I was trying to
I only
work it
know
out.
from Heroes of the Storm.
Oh, yeah. No, that was me clapping because yes, it is Abathur. I think I was talking to you about this like weeks ago, and I'm trying to remember it since then, and that's been bugging the heck out of me.
Yes, I think I actually thought about it multiple times until it finally came back, without looking at how...
Yep. So, single player campaign. Ooh. Grand campaign? Sure, campaigns can be grand. Okay, what do we got here? We got Britain, we got Holy Empire, Portugal, Spain, Sweden, Denmark, France, Netherlands. Who has the funniest face? I kind of like this guy with no eyes. Definitely display tips, because I have no idea what I'm doing here. And because I saw the Paradox logo, so I know it's going to be, like, a lot going on. I have mixed feelings about Paradox stuff in general.
What other stuff have they done that comes to mind?
The company has new orders for you, sir.
If I'm not mixing things up severely, they did Stellaris, they did like every big grand strategy thing. But I might be confusing them with somebody else. Almost certainly am. Like, are they the people who did what's it called? Crusader Kings, or is that somebody else?
I could check.
So, okay. We gotta import some porcelain and silk, and tea and spices. And export nothing but murder. Okay. I mean, that's the way to go.
They own White Wolf? I didn't know that.
It was a fairly recent acquisition. Okay, that is the company I'm thinking of then, yeah. Okay, wow, you're just... let me at this, huh?
Where's our Werewolf the Masquerade game? Or the Apocalypse, whatever.
Oh, there was a whole horrible thing there where, like... So Paradox is the parent company, and then they outsourced the actual, like, making of games to someone, and there was, like, a third company in the mix, but, like, someone was a bunch of, like, horrible, horrible edgelords,
Oh.
and, like, werewolves can't be trans because anything they do to themselves will just regenerate too fast, and, like...
I'm pretty sure werewolves can only be trans.
Yeah, that's fair. and just, like,
Certainly most werewolves I know.
here's a faction of actual Nazis for some of these vampires to be in, and, like, here's talk about SJWs in the rules, and just, like really, really just sad Nazi crap.
I kind of miss when edgelord meant at least like being into metal or whatever. That's the edgelord I can get behind. Whereas now it
Yeah.
just means like awful right-wing chanter.
I miss when edgelord means that it's random at the start of every match which of the other character's weapons he's using. And yeah, no, Edge Master, but for the sake of the joke. So, okay, this is a lot of text. There's also some really intense music for anything, really. But yeah, especially some just like trading here, I think. Oh no. Okay, I am going to cut my losses. I'm going to look at tutorials instead of jumping into this game because that is like a lot.
Yeah, that was music for when you get into like the military parts. I've noticed with a lot of these like grand strategy and civ building games, you need to like to get enough out of them. You need to be into the role-playing aspects,
Yeah.
and like you have to be like, ah, yes, I am one of the great men of history, and that's just never appealed to me. So I feel like this whole genre has been cut off on some level.
Well, there's like certain built-in aspects I don't like too. Like, in Civilization, I am Abraham Lincoln, God King of the Americas. Like, it feels a little weird.
Abraham Lincoln by way of G from Street Fighter V.
Yeah, but it's like leaders are supposed to change and also don't directly do most of this stuff, and like there's this like, there's never a real diplomatic victory option. There's like establish a diplomatic global unity that you have a controlling interest in so that you can be dictator. It's like
Yeah, it's like inherently pro-dictator.
uh-huh.
And then the barbarians, which are like any civilization not successful enough to be called a civilization. Oh, those rabble. Must exterminate them like vermin.
The strategic level depicts the game.
Like, why does every tutorial always have to open with, hey, WASD?
On the top bar, you can see your basic information.
Also, can anybody else not hear a word of this tutorial voiceover?
The hourglass,
Yeah, the water is much louder to me.
you can change it by clicking on the accompanying minus and plus sign.
And I mean, you just sat through me making sure this was fully installed, too.
But this is disabled for your purposes.
Also, is that key displaying for everybody? Because that would be a problem in the corner.
Key?
Okay, good. I got the Steam overlay saying there's a CD key that I'm going to have to, like, enter at some point for reasons.
Better go enter it fast. No, I didn't see a pop-up.
Okay.
Granted, I may have missed it because I was...
Oh, no, it's still there.
taking
It's,
a
like, right on
look at
screen for me.
Things on Telegram.
Yeah. Like, if you don't see it in the lower right corner right now, then we're fine. Okay, so, yeah, there's stuff. Oh, okay. I do want the option screen open because, like, what is going on here sound-wise? Let's crank that music way the hell down. And let's crank those special effects way the hell down.
I kind of like just the ambient ocean noises here.
I do, but I'm also like trying to learn how to play the game, and it's like... Yeah, it's,
Oh yeah, that's a more sensible mix.
it's also a very quiet narrator. Okay, yeah, there's a map. Like, that's nice. Cool, and I can't see it because there's a CD key in the way.
It looks empty to me.
Mm-hmm.
Maximum number of fleets you can have is 20. Each fleet can have a maximum of 5 ships.
Okay.
The area, notice that selecting the fleet opened a new list. The fleet is awaiting your
I don't know why games like this, like, they don't get the concept of slowly introducing concepts even in the tutorials. It's like, okay, here's all the things. Like, fundamentally, it's an RTS, as far as I can tell.
They could work this into, I mean, again, going back to StarCraft, the single player in that was like kind of the world's best tutorial.
Yeah. I mean, it really was. It very slowly teaches you in, like, a plot-integrated way even. Okay, here's how you set up a base. Here's this unit, and here's what it does. Here's this unit, and here's what it does. And before building up until... So here's, like, how to turtle up when you're just, like, surrounded on all sides and maybe live through it. Which, in practice, is not a lesson you actually need to learn, which is why people don't like last edition, but...
It was like when watching you play Street Fighter 3 and you got to the block the ball stage. Like, why was that not one of the first stages?
Yep.
I know because arcade, because bonus level, but, like, from a design perspective.
Yep.
Although even then, other arcade games had, like, training-y early levels. Like, I think of Lethal Enforcers, how stage 1 could be, like, just a target range. Which you could then get a game over on, which I was very disappointed when I tried it way, way back.
Okay, so...
I kind of appreciate that that game, in hindsight, had a title that basically did mean Murder Cop. It did not pretend to be anything else.
So I love how this is saying, okay, like, automate a trade route to Calcutta, but, like, I'm an American. Could you give me a little hint where Calcutta is? There it is, okay. Roughly where I thought it was. Cool. But, oh no, I just selected it.
What shall we do, sir? Fleet setting sail for trading.
Okay, I think I did that. Like, you saw
think
how
about
low I
the
cranked the
geography
music
I know
down, right?
about.
And I still, like...
Oh, say it again?
Like, I cranked that music way down. You saw me, right?
Yeah, it's still louder than the narrator.
Is used to setting the whole fleet. Now, let's select your other fleet, which is in port in London.
Not anymore, because I didn't hear which one you want me to send to Calcutta.
Either by clicking it
I do like this... Well, no, I don't like this, I like a tutorial that doesn't force me to only click the thing it wants me to click on. I have an issue with the tutorial that doesn't check if I click the thing it wants me to click on.
It is a weird thing about, like, some mobile games lately. I've noticed they'll have the most on-rails possible tutorials, which I guess makes sense when
Yeah.
it's so easy to, like, mistap the screen, but they're, at that point, almost more of an interactive video.
Yep. So anyway, congratulations, I completed the tutorial by hitting next slot.
Oh.
So, like... This feels like a game that I couldn't even, like, begin playing unless I really sat down for a couple hours to, like, study up first.
At that point, why not just learn an RTS?
Yeah, which is fine. Like, I'm sure it's a decent game. Just, like, if I'm doing a quick tour of playing a little of everything, that was the little it got. Is just, okay, yeah, like, this is a lot. So now, next is what's going to be a, Oh, this is going to be a very quick look, actually. I've played this before. I don't know who suggested it or why. It is a game called Ecosystem, which is, last I checked, still in very, very, very early alpha. So, you know, if you see this, like, actually on sale at some point in the future, assume that it is more of a game than what I have here. hopefully, if it hasn't just been abandoned by that point, because it's... I don't want to call this a proof of concept, because when you have a proof of concept, like, you've proven the concept. Whereas what this is just proof of a proof of concept, I suppose. So we got some terrain editors, right? And we can make this little sheltered shoaly place here, which I think should be way bigger than I have it, actually. So, yeah. Okay. And now I can put some things in here, like, plants.
Sim Earth kind of deal.
Kind of, but it's a SimEarth kind of deal that is, like, way, way into, machine learning.
Oh.
So
I can see this being a good idea.
I can make a bunch of, like, totally auto-generated fish here. Which... What weird way is there to zoom in on this, anyway?
I dig these extremely cheesy synths. It makes me feel like I'm playing, like, Dune 1. Some ad-libs.
Alright, so I need spawning ground set aside for these fish of some kind, which I do with a thing, which is in a place. But it ultimately doesn't matter because, okay, if you can see right here, this big eel thing that's just kind of holding on to itself and sitting here motionlessly, and these other weird blobby eels that are just kind of drifting here. The designer of this game is kind of like under the impression that you can just like give things random shapes and behavior patterns, just like totally random, and machine learning algorithms will like get them to a place, but like they gotta...
Hello, computer science major.
Yeah. So here's one that kind of just drifted out that way, but like, ooh, and some more drifting in from over here. But these have...
Isn't the machine learning usually done before the game starts?
Yeah. So, like, you have to have a starting point where things at least have some logic to, like, seek out food and mates. These will just float here, and if they happen to float into food, eat it as they randomly drift by. So it's like... I get the idea. It does the whole, like, multi-generational survival thing, if possible.
Oh, I guess you're kind of, it's almost more like you're building the primordial ooze.
Yeah.
But it's themed after the Anthropocene.
Yes. But, like, the only real options I have are, like, terrain alteration, throwing plants down, and putting in, you know, foragers, filter feeders, or predators. And then it just kind of does its own thing. And its own thing is basically this, what you're seeing right here. So, yeah, quick look. It's... Again, it doesn't feel to me like a proof of concept so much as, like, hey, wouldn't this be a cool idea? It's not working at all. But wouldn't it be cool?
Is very pre-alpha.
Yeah. So, moving on, we have a very edgy game.
Uh-oh, which kind?
It is literally called Edge.
Oh, okay. I like the double daggers kind of edgy. I am so here for that.
Oh, I didn't get around to that when I was going through the Ds. I'll have to maybe dip in for it.
Oh yeah, and the Ds. I'd love to watch you try that a bit, and it's very bite-sized, very streamable.
It is,
game.
yeah. I can dip back for that.
Might satisfy that craving we were having for like a decent arena shooter that Quake Champions kind of failed to fill.
Yep. So also, if anybody like isn't seeing video or has audio issues, speak up. I will do my best to fix it, but like, I'm kind of just doing my thing here.
I'm trying to pay better attention to the Twitch window this time, so I'll notice if it's not giving video this time.
Yep.
First contact.
So apologies that my headset's so crappy that every time I scratch my ear it makes like horrible crunchy noises.
Yep. Okay, so this is pretty straightforward. There's a little bit of momentum when you're changing directions. Just WASD on a grid, rolling a box around. And I believe there is some...
Training.
Okay. Not sure what that edge time's all about. Like... There we go, okay.
So it's an action platformer with quantized movement.
Yep. But like, oh, that happened. Like I kind of feel like there has to be more of a hook that I'm seeing, but like, present it more clearly, please. Because this is just like, okay, like, this cube can roll up one block high thing, cannot roll up more than one block high thing.
Late round.
Very old school Talking Moose voice.
I remember there was a time not that long ago where the stereotype was that indie games all looked very arty. And now the stereotype seems to be that like indie games have a chiptune soundtrack and look like a Unity tutorial.
Yeah. So like, I mean, I'm getting pretty good ranks on that. Oh, apparently I missed a bunch of stuff, but like,
Pushing start.
I am... Okay, I do have to be aware there's certain... that says momentum here, but otherwise, like... Ooh, a question mark. Okay. That's what that was about. But this is kind of like... You know, like... It's like Marble Madness without the spherical nature of the marbles.
So that's interesting that you appeared on the opposite end of that chasm. And it makes me wonder if, like, on speedruns, that death warp would actually be faster than crossing it for real.
Yeah. So it's like... Yeah, the only, like, real skill involved in it is that... Whoa, that was an odd speed burst I suddenly got. So was that. So it's like, there's some, if you're speedrunning it, you know, interestingness to it of, like, when exactly to let off the accelerator so I don't go off this edge. But, like...
Kind of feel like we should have gotten to Mechanic 2 by now.
Yeah. And I'm... You know, that's the first few levels, like, is this your game? Is there some weird thing that I'm missing in the instructions here?
Yes, plus rank is Edge Master.
So what are we defining as edge time exactly? Just like be going up and down the sides of things constantly?
Oh, how long you're like resting on a corner, so like you're rewarded for when you're like waiting on moving platforms for doing like a tricky teetering thing.
Apparently. But, I'm not really like seeing the long-term appeal here, frankly. So something's gonna be a lot less than the, 20-minute estimate that I give these things, obviously. Moving on. That might be able to finish downloading in time. Steam's decided to update like half my library, of course, like it does. So let's move on to Eats Munchies.
Oh,
I am going to guess like cartoony platformer. And let's see, I can definitely show this to you just fine. This looks windowed, so I'm gonna have to do this whole thing.
is there a name for this art style yet? I've seen it so many places.
That's a good question. So is that streaming yet for everybody? Okay, it looks like.
Yes, I can see
Okay,
it.
cool. Yeah, people are so bad at like naming art styles for cartoons. Like people refer to everything as Cal art style. Oh, okay, it's one of these.
Weirdly, it froze on the screen share, but I can still see it on Twitch.
Oh, so this is actually a Lemmings clone then, which is the one Lemming. Okay. Okay. That's a thing. This is very tutorially right now, of course. How do I rotate the thing? Game? You want to like... Oh, there's an actual... Put it down. Okay. And, like, I never want to say this as an insult, but this feels very phone game. Like... All I mean by that is the interface seems optimized for having one finger on a touchscreen.
Also, the something about the way that success is measured feels very phone game to me. Like a star ranking per level is very something I associate with phone games.
They're not stars, they're lollipops. Okay, that's nice. So I mean, this is very inoffensive, very kind of kiddie. It's not necessarily a bad thing,
It's nice.
but
Bad Rats was making me think: is there like a modern The Incredible Machine yet?
I mean, there's bad rats.
Oh right.
There's a couple like I know back in the day when like Flash was a thing, there were a ton of games like that.
Flash strikes me as approximately the worst place to have a physics game, though.
I'd assume that
Despite the
there's
fact it was full of physics games.
yeah, there'd have to be some new stuff in that vein. I just haven't seen it. Okay, so I guess just drop that there and yeah, okay. So this is doing good. This is doing a good job of introducing concepts. I have not been like, what the hell does that do? So far. And just like curious, are you walking the wrong way? Yeah. Okay. So I guess build my own wall. Should do. Pepper it up there, just in case. Okay. Or actually, straight up just block here too.
I like the way the sound effects kind of gracefully blend into the music.
Yeah. It has a very, like, the soundtrack is very, like, classic cartoon, too.
Yeah.
Just a lot of things. So I got... Okay, stuff for puzzle creation mode. That's what that little chest is. Cool. So, yeah. Just curiosity. Wait. Okay, the first world has 12 levels. There are... can I just scroll this? Oh, this way. This is, again, very phone game. Okay. So I think I get it. Can I jump ahead to... Oh, I can. So like a real later level. Couple more tools in the mix. Still pretty simple level assembly late in the game, it looks like.
I kind of liked that hint that was just, are you having trouble? Ask somebody for help.
So yeah, like again, the art direction is really good here. It feels very like Ren and Stimpy if it wasn't terrible. Or that like whole 90s Nickelodeon sort of vibe. Soundtrack's nice. Like it's a good, competent Lemmings clone. Would not necessarily play again personally because it's like it feels aimed a little younger than me. But yeah, moving on. I have apparently played this one before. Some weird, obscure indie thing. Probably going to be the first time anybody's seen it. Let's see if it'll stream properly. You actually crashed again, because that'd be hilarious.
My screen share is still a frozen image of Eats.
Hey, that's being weird. Hopefully my computer's not deciding to have, like, issues again here with this. I think I need to, like, learn to let things load in properly before I start tabbing out. Maybe the issue.
It is wild to me that we're on Windows 10 and stuff like Alt-Tab and Alt-Enter are still quite so janky.
Yeah. Okay, like, I need to get this streaming to you for the sake of the joke before the soundtrack ruins it.
Yeah.
I also
curious.
may need to force quit some things, because, yeah, that is actually, like, being a jerk. Because I tabbed into it too soon. Or tabbed out of it, I should say. Which I think that was a problem, too, when we were playing Unreal there for a while. If I, like, didn't wait until it was fully loaded, the, like, character select screen at least, before tabbing out to, like, start a Discord call, it would have really big issues.
What is Unreal in this context?
Or, not Unreal, shooty shoot game, throwbacky.
Quake Champions?
Thank you, Quake Champions, yes.
The other one.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I need to drag you into the like Unreal Tournament Alpha, the reboot. I still think it's good, but I can't get anybody to try it.
Huh. Okay, so I think, other than this being frozen, which there that goes. Okay, now this should all be working. Yeah, I don't have a ghost of this mystery game going. So let me just get that actually loaded in and see if that goes better. Yeah, I have, like I think I said, played a little bit of this before, so I'm not going to be showing you the intro. Hopefully you don't get lost. Obscure as it is, you can probably find the, like, little introductory cutscene on YouTube if you really look around hard. Also, this is actually going to load. Because, technical difficulty, you better not, like, ruin this long, prolonged setup for a joke that's really not that good of a payoff. Are we... Okay. There's a logo. And there's my joke already being ruined, I'm sure. By this loading screen. Okay, so now can I share my thing? And we all groan in collective, yeah, I don't actually have to show this game off. People are kind of familiar with it. Also has the call died. We're having one of these days, aren't we? So that's just taking a long time to load and like chewing up some resources from elsewhere or what. Let me type something else, please. Okay, well now I can definitely hear what it is. So, yeah. The next thing on my list actually is just Skyrim. Which is under the E's, because of course, Elder Scrolls. So, if this did not just like totally kill my stream with whatever weird bug is going on loading it in, I think I don't actually have to show off Skyrim either way. But yeah, this is like E. Epic chanting as I load up Task Manager to fix this. Or possibly as I fully restart my computer to fix this. Because, yeah, I am a little freezy right here, it looks like. My apologies, by the way. This is kind of an inevitability of just, like, let me load up 50 games in a day. There's always the chance of things going horribly wrong every time you do it, and I'm just spinning that chamber and clicking that trigger. Okay. Oh, okay. I've kind of got a cursor in Skyrim, that's a thing. Now can I get out of Skyrim and... Okay. So let me end this call. Like, seriously, let me end this call. Okay. And now let me join this call. Testing, testing, testing. That is not connecting. Okay. So, Skyrim, you're being very naughty and have to be forced quit, apparently. Because you're just... No, not load, quit. Come on. No, no. Okay. See, I don't know why, but for some reason Skyrim is just, like, not playing off the computer today. But it's Skyrim. You've seen Skyrim. I was going to just load it up real quick and play around with whatever my one character that I have in that is doing right now, which I think is being halfway up a mountain, doing a fetch quest for someone. That someone may be a, like, random old lady who lost her locket on a nature walk, or maybe some, like, evil demon goddess who also lost her locket on a nature walk. Now that I stop and try to recall the details of that quest. Also, I'm going to just force quit Discord here. And then restart that, and hopefully that will get us back to a point where things work. Let's see. Sorry for the delay. It will just be more here, and this is still streaming, I hope.
Also,
Yep, okay. So yeah, sorry for the downtime blank screen. Again, Skyrim just did not want to play with me today. Just getting Discord back up for a second to get Hazel back, and we will move on to the next item on the list, because, wow, it's not going to be that one today. And I guess while I'm waiting for Discord to load, I can hopefully get the next game list up and running. Let it do any setup stuff it is going to do. I'm already doing some dead air here. And I hope everybody's having a, nice, pleasant evening or afternoon, depending on your time zone. Or morning, or middle of the night. Bored day, months from now, when you happen to find this video on YouTube, because I have been uploading them there these days. Okay, so this is going to hopefully load in just fine. And Discord is hopefully going to reconnect just fine, and then we'll be back in business. Speaking of... Okay, good. Where is Discord? There's Discord. Are you back with us, Discord? Ow! Okay, you have very sharp claws, and when you reach out and grab my arm like that, it really hurts. I am, of course, speaking to my cat here, who just half woke up and decided to stretch in a unfortunate angle. And Discord is still being weird. I might have to quit that again, or it'll just wake up in a second. Meanwhile, we have the Paradox logo again. Right, I hope we do. Okay, oh, there you are.
Oh, wonderful. It actually works now.
Yeah, and it also just reconnected the call, so that's cool.
Yeah, sorry, I was trying to text at you there, but I guess Discord was frozen.
Yep. So yeah, as I was saying, like streaming Skyrim, well, it would have been a nice joke for this is obscure. That's not happening today.
Yes, tell me what the joke was.
Oh no, it was just that it was going to be Skyrim.
Oh, okay.
And I was saying, like, this is kind of an obscure one, you probably haven't heard of it. But, like, Skyrim is a game where how well known it is really is absurd to what it has going on. Like, they put a lot of effort into building this great big open world. It's just kind of boring.
It's so shallow, and then not many role-playing options.
Yeah.
And the things you can do aren't... A lot of the builds aren't viable, and it's like... It seems like it's built around the idea that the fact of what you've done has to be enough and be satisfying.
Yeah.
Like, there's... Oh, there's a werewolf subplot. I'm like, cool, I'm gonna go be a werewolf. And it's like, congrats, you're a werewolf now. It's like, oh, okay.
Yep. So Discord is now hiding from me, which is a little weird, because I am talking to you through it, so, like, that's fine. Okay, there it is. And I can also now actually screen share this properly, and we are back in business fully. Okay.
I don't think there's another game besides Skyrim that have taken so long, like or mod, and then been like, I don't care.
Yeah.
I get the final product.
And it's weird too, is that like Skyrim specifically is so popular next to the rest of that series. And yeah, I don't actually care what this generic fantasy plot. Can we move along?
I even tried installing all the porny stuff, and then I went in the game and it's like, oh, click on an NPC and it does an animation. It's like, why don't I just go look at the real thing?
But it's like... The other thing is the entire Elder Scrolls series gets like less impressive with each game.
Yeah.
It's like,
Father Deland, mage, follow us.
Okay, I've never actually played Arena.
Lay your staff on
But...
the ground.
Wow, that's some voice acting here too.
Lay your stuff on the ground.
So like, Arena is interesting just because like I know why it's called Arena. It was originally going to be this like weird sort of porny gladiatorial arena game, and that's it. And then they accidentally made this giant open world RPG.
Watcher Gilvin is here with an urgent request. What we had feared when
something.
Glendaring's notes were
I did play Daggerfall, and Daggerfall has like
one of the forbidden spells.
Daggerfall has the unique distinction of still having one of the biggest world maps ever.
Sending Lord Sagittel to you.
Yeah, even now.
Yeah, like
I'm giving him the sigil of supreme power.
even now, when that's the big selling point for games, like people are still having a hard time catching up with Daggerfall as this weird old DOS thing with fake 3D. I mean, I guess it's all fake 3D, unless you like have some kind of fancy display that's like building an actual 3D model.
I've seen that there are already some small holographic displays that within the cube you can sort of see into.
Mm-hmm.
But even then, it's kind of fake 3D because it's doing a parallax effect. It's like
Yeah.
a parallax occlusion mapped texture, sort of.
Yeah.
I guess it has to be.
Okay, so
Will
this.
we one day have 3D printers so fast that they just print and destroy every frame in front of you or something?
Yeah, like that's the only thing an actual like three or. Well, no, I've seen some like weird things with like iron filings popping up, like a screen reader is technically a 3D display.
Oh.
So I guess it's doable, but.
Oh yeah, you could use like a magnetic field to like move a bunch of particles around.
Yeah. But my point was that Daggerfall was like Wolfenstein sort of 3D and just this like absurdly huge world.
I'm surprised there hasn't been like an indie renaissance in 2.5D games because they let you like rely on relatively light assets, but they can still like be quite immersive.
But that was like that was also actually a very weirdly porny game if you've never seen it. Like
Oh yeah.
it is not a game, first of all, where when you remove all your armor, you're wearing your underwear. So if you're like hard up for boobs, make a character in Daggerfall, and there you go.
Wouldn't that be really uncomfortable if you had your nipples like on the inside of your armor?
I mean, yeah. But I guess if you had a really good inner lining to it, maybe. But yeah.
I'm imagining some fantasy RPG now where people are like sharing tips on like, oh, I got this sexy armor and you wouldn't believe how comfy it actually is. Oh, and it has pockets. Can you believe that?
So, eesh. What horrible magnet happened to my leg here. Wow.
Oh no! Did your cat do that?
No, I was wearing, like, pants a size too small, and it just kind of, like, really dug into me at a weird angle here. It'll be fine.
Oh.
Just one of those random bruises. So is this, like, loading still, or is this... Okay, I was actually supposed to click on this. Okay. That looked like a loading screen to me.
She asked me to be diplomatic, and I will
Okay,
try.
so I don't care what you're saying, because I'm pretty sure this is an RTS, and I'm pretty sure I can suss it out.
You know, much like we were saying how pull up yourself by your bootstraps the other day was this weird thing that's become, like, treated like a truism, even though it's an inherently impossible thing. Now that I think about it, what you mentioning with like bruises there, grow a thicker skin is another one that's kind of in that category, right? Like, thanks, I'll just do that.
Pain. So keep an eye out and always be ready for combat, even when
But,
you're
yeah, while we're on this subject, too, I remember years ago I was at a
or you
convention,
fall in combat
and
allow your souls to flee this
there was a
world
woman in the line right
is
next to me
entirely up to you.
who was wearing a chainmail bikini. And it was part of a costume that was actually, like, very elaborately well done. There was, like, a really impressive wig. There were these, like, really well-sculpted elf ears, this big old broadsword, and a cape, and some boots, and a chainmail bikini. And that was it. She was visibly not wearing anything under that. And...
Oh, chainmail would, like, pinch when it moves, too.
yeah, so it's like...
Zombies. It's been quite some
Of course,
time
zombies.
since I've come across these foul abominations.
It's like, first of all,
Heed my
I was looking
words,
at the
it's dangerous to
restrictions
stand
on what you can wear at the
Their
particular convention, and I'm
twisted
pretty
magic
sure you're, like,
imperceptibly weakens you when you are near.
really
Do what
over
you
the
can to
line
kill them
for
at a distance.
what you can show. considering I can see your labia right now. But, but also just like it was a summer convention down south, so like Dragon Con. So it was like 100 degrees outside, and you're just wearing metal on your skin with all these small interlocking rings that are going to pinch. It's like, how horribly uncomfortable is this costume that you've decided to wear today?
I've never understood really the chain. I mean, on an intellectual level, I understand the chainmail bikini thing, but it's like, if you're going to design sexy fantasy armor, and if you have someone that's like in super light, effectively not combat effective armor, why not just have them wear like a regular bikini or like top wrap and loincloth kind of thing? Because like, people actually went to war like naked.
Mm-hmm.
So like, if something's not going to protect you anyway, why make the bits that are there just as uncomfortable as possible?
Oh, I've broken the zombies' morale, apparently. So this at least is a game that's not, like, wasting my time. I mean, there kind of were those, like, many, many introductions that were just too bad to sit through, but,
How come you never see, like, plate mail bikinis?
I mean, you do.
I guess there was that Robin Hood Men in Tights movie.
I mean, if you're not seeing, like, big sheet metal bikinis, you're not playing MMOs.
That is true, and I guess I'm not playing MMOs.
Good for you. So, okay. We got a hex grid. We've got archers with the point blank to shoot.
Obsidian glass bikinis.
Oh, that was all cute.
Bikini made out of just like Circle of Protection Magikara stuff.
So why is this space forbidden? I wonder when I'm moving.
Yeah, that's
I guess
That's
we're
weird.
I guess we're maybe doing like old school Games Workshop like area of control where you can't spend two steps in it.
my first instinct would be that that monster has like a when you cross adjacent tiles ability, and it was like optimizing around that.
Hmm. Okay, killing things is very charming in this because you get that little hey hey.
Hey, hey!
Lord Guardian.
Oh, did you? I brought that up
What are
game
you
the
doing
other
here?
time. Did you ever play Blade of
Lady Kilvin
Darkness?
sends us to watch
I don't think
the road
so.
to Silent. We were here
I
for
think
several hours
it was
before the
developed by
undead came into
non-native
view.
English speakers, unless
We
I'm
saw them
confusing it with
shambling.
another
Tell the
game,
what?
and it was
As
very
the
funny
troop
how the
Lord.
guards all had. I assume they had more complicated lines or something
Oh.
when they noticed you originally, but then all they ended up having was like variations of hey, so like a group of guards sees you and starts engaging with you, and you're just hearing the whole fight like hey, 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 and then there was one where they say hey, 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 and my friends and I couldn't stop laughing
Yeah.
playing that game.
So I noticed if I zoom in too far, there's a point at which they go from one character to a whole little pile of little characters.
Of the same person.
Yeah. Well, it's like, you know, we're abstracting these military units of, I guess, 10 people into one large person. And it's like, if you had the whole thing on this scale, that's fine. Just like, yeah, we got people relatively appropriately sized to the towns and forests and all that running around. I get that. But, and if we had it like this size, that's fine. I played Civilization. Like, I get that too. But being able to switch between the two is like really disorienting. It's like
Getting kind of a Total War vibe from this.
Foreign Voltron. Okay, now recreate that scene from The Gate.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Nobody's seen that, and it's a movie that scarred the hell out of me as a child, and now I really like it. Kind of like kids horror. Oh, it's just because like these three had already gone, and yeah, okay. We had that little cutscene mid-turn. Gotcha.
Lord Sagittale.
Oh, don't talk
Gladys.
again.
I was ordered.
I don't want your voice acting.
Sagittale.
I don't want your voice acting. I want to talk about the gate. So it's like, you know, little kids hanging out, parents going out of town. Kid's friend is into heavy metal. They play a record backwards, and it kind of opens up a gate to hell in the backyard. So they get a bit freaked out, and they like find a big piece of plywood to throw over it, which hopefully is going to be enough to, you know, take care of that. And it is.
Why didn't they try that in Doom?
I mean, it doesn't work, but
Maybe that was the first thing they tried, and that's why it went badly.
but what makes it really interesting is it is a movie that I don't think really had to with the available technology at the time, but felt like going all in for like really impressive forced perspective stuff. So there are just some like there's a bunch of shots in it that don't seem that impressive when you're watching it, but when you like watch behind the scenes footage of it, it's like, holy cow, that was done in camera.
Huh. Oh, I think you showed me some clips of that.
I might have. I show a lot of people clips from the gate. Just go over there and just like, gingerly stab the zombie. There you go. So this is, you know, this is a thing that I'm playing here. It's hard to like think of things to say about it, really. So why do they all pick on that zombie when I'm clicking on this one? And why do the zombies have morality break? That's very strange to me. Like, isn't that the whole point to zombies? Is that they'll just, you know, they don't ask any questions, they'll just do their job?
After a point, they're just like, enough of this.
Well, you're not even friendly. What are you doing over there?
Zombie life just not for me anymore. I guess they could be scared.
I mean,
Do zombies feel fear? I mean, they don't usually, but I guess that's not, like, impossible to have in the archetype.
I mean, traditionally not, and that's largely the point. If we're going by proper Romero rules, I think, yes, there's some emotionality to them by the end of the series. But, like, hi, doggy. Have a stick? Broken Spectre Wolves. So, like, this is what it is. It's called Elven Legacy. It's turn-based, hex grid strategy game, which pretty good things from Paradox. I was actually expecting a lot more complexity than what we're getting here. It feels like Civilization of the Tech Tree stuff. It might introduce that later. I'm not really wowed by what I'm seeing here. Way to win the gate, though.
It depresses me that so much of the fantasy genre is just...
Stabbing wolves?
Well, for one, but I was gonna say, like, just, it's Lord of the Rings, but slightly different.
Yeah.
And, like, when fantasy only implies, like an alternate universe with different ecology and different societies, and, like, you almost get more creativity in some MMO spaces
Oh, I
than you
can't
do
shoot
in the
my wolf
rest.
this way. Okay, that's something.
Fantasy games sure are mean to both wolves and rats, though.
Yeah. I like the hey hey. The hey hey is good.
Yes.
So I can get into this town when there's still people in it. It's confusing what is a border and what is a space here. But yeah, I'm not feeling this one, frankly. It's very slow paced, especially for this like inter-tutorial battle. I don't need this big siege.
I
Voice
really
acting
liked
is...
how in Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon they had the wildlife fights, but the wildlife were all like horrible cyber monsters. So it was like, oh, okay, I'll punch a cyber shark and not feel bad.
Yeah, I think I was saying earlier to you, like, I can't play the new Assassin's Creed games because it's like, here, murder this lion. It's got a contract out on it. And, like,
A contract.
I don't want to murder the lion. I'm going to retire as an assassin. I just want to, like... I just want to murder people who have it coming. Or that I've been
Yes.
assured have it coming by authority figures who will betray me later in the game. I don't want to, like, kill wild animals that are honestly just kind of doing their own thing. So moving around from fantasy, we're going back to the sci-fi end thing with Endless Space. Not to be confused with Endless Space. I'll get into that in a second, but yeah, like generic fantasy stuff is always the same stuff. Like, the elves are very old and have sticks up their butts, and the dwarves live in their mountains and are greedy, and like,
Mm-hmm.
this is all really, really lazy. You don't have anything new to say, and the stuff that you do have to say is kind of like racist against imaginary groups of people at best.
Yes.
At worst, we leave out the imaginary part, and we get stuff like, there was that commercial for, I want to say EverQuest 2, stop me if I'm wrong, but some, like, very, generic MMO, which had, like, just gotten ported to the PlayStation something or other. And there's this commercial, everybody like, oh yeah, let's get ready to meet up in the game. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then showing all the actual players, hanging out. And then it shows them appearing as the characters in the game, which all look just like them. Except for the token black guy playing an orc. And it's like, ooh, you made the subtext text there.
Bad enough when Bright does it.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that bothering me a bit when I got far enough into Lord of the Rings when, like, you got to start seeing the orcs actually having, like, conversations and talking about their crappy life situations. It's like, no, they
Yeah.
need to just be zombies or else you're making me think about it.
Yeah. Like, there's a lot to be said for, the Lord of the Rings is propaganda written by the winners of this war, who were, like, frankly, just curb stomping people who are, like, poor dirt farmers in this, region where they're clearly starving. There's, like, no plants.
But the king needs his rightful crown back.
And they're living in these cities with these, like, 2,000-foot statues outside the gates. Like, who built
I always
those,
thought that
huh?
was so funny with, like, the juxtaposition with Saruman, how he's like, the world will burn in the fires of industry. It's like, okay, but what's his contradiction with the, like, other ones?
Mm-hmm.
At least the elves in that, they're snooty, but they've achieved, like, some level of equilibrium.
Yep. But anyway, as this is taking its time launching, so there was a game just called Endless Space on the DS, I want to say, which was, I want to say it was a Platinum game. This is the sort of thing I should really check. I'm going to be talking about it. Kind of like based on, like, Captain Harlock and Space Battleship Miyamoto and that sort of old anime. Which, like a lot of games from Platinum, I own and haven't actually started playing because I had too much going on at the time. And then there was this other game called Adventures in Endless Space that came out originally, which is this sort of roguelike-y sort of thing. Very, like, low impact, kind of casual, nice relaxed game. And then that one got really popular and had a bunch of sequels, and they just, like, shortened the name down to just Endless Space.
Play it cool.
So Endless Space 2 is not actually a sequel to the game Endless Space. It's...
Oh.
And then there's this, which might actually be a third thing, also using the same title that released around the same time, and it's like... It's really complicated. And I'm going to let this load to the point where I have a UI before I tab out, because, okay.
Good idea.
And yeah, okay, this is a remake, then I can see from the title screen. And I'm betting if I click this little button here to switch to classic, it'll switch to some like old school spritey. Okay, take my word for it. But yeah, this is what I think it is. Then it's ooh.
And then a lot of sci-fi has the problem of going like, what if fantasy, but in space? And they all act like they invented the idea.
Yep. So, okay, we got humans. They're boring. We got the people who want to eat people, I'm guessing. Yeah, that. Yep. That's exactly what that is. Got the people with their eyes sewn shut. We're led by, like, Elon Musk. Okay. Some robots. Diplomatic alignment.
Gameplay,
Good.
amazing scientists.
And some other people who are... Like, I'm weird... I'm weirded out by saying diplomatic alignment good, diplomatic alignment evil. Like, I'm used to seeing some more subtlety with these sort of things.
I would imagine that would be somewhat subjective.
So this may in fact be a third game with the same title here.
A whole culture, a whole planet and civilization, and they're just like, we are evil. We will spread evil.
So okay, humans, hungry people,
Unless
robots,
the humans
weird
are
humans,
alignment evil, that's
robots,
kind of
robots, slimy things, humans of different ethnicity, rocks, more robots, humans in power armor, token girl. And they're nerdy. Okay, sure. Why not? Thing. Everything can be normal. Sure.
crowded planets, legendary heroes, kitchen chemists.
Oh, that
Space
cut away
is
before I got a
deep,
chance to talk about how the robot was
dark,
making this funny little
and
arm
dangerous.
waving motion.
But then, so are we. We have risen and fallen, learned to adapt and rebuild. For our history is a history of struggle and survival. We protect our own. We
This
take
is a weird sort of
and
voice for what's
salvage
being
what we
said here.
find. To be a vaulter
Like,
is to work hard
Talk like a pirate. You know you want to.
and celebrate hard. Because life is hard. But it is also beautiful. And even in the deep dark of space, it never fails to give us hope.
Need a big R. Come on. That's fine. Okay, this is one of these. Yeah, mouse wheel zooms. Yes, left and draggy. You're not actually letting me doing that. Okay, it's fine.
Liking the music.
Yep. Yeah, there's stuff at the top of the screen. Goal is to kill everybody. Gotta go along the lines. There's stuff when there's stuff. And things are important, things blink. Okay.
Oh, you gotta scroll.
Oh, I do have to scroll down. Thank you. You can just kind of click through all your stuff. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, and it's turn-based. Okay. That's a nice, pretty galaxy, actually. So we got some stuff here.
Graceful zoom transition.
That's nice. Got a hero. Cool. I don't have enough dust to hire this hero. Like, that's a weird thing to need, but okay.
Imagine one of these vaulters posting on like TikTok and putting on sunglasses with the caption "Space is deep, but so am I."
Yep. Oh no, more tutorial happened. I'm sorry. So, like, again, it's weird how games struggle with doing a good tutorial, right? Like, either it's way too long-winded, or it throws you in, or, like, it doesn't check if you're actually following along, or it doesn't let you follow along and just is really a manual that you just hit OK through, like this.
I guess it's a pretty fine line and very game dependent to figure out how much leash you give the player at this point. But again, everything could just be like
Organic?
Yeah, it needs to be. People want to be edutained. Make it so that it's like, oh, you're right in the first mission. Now you got to move your units. Okay, now you got to learn how to attack move. Blah blah blah.
Okay,
Once again, the StarCraft thing.
Disable tutorial.
Nobody's gonna remember all that.
Yeah, like, don't just let me look at things. Don't just text wall me here, please.
And I'm saying this as someone that like pores over wikis for game mechanics in my spare time to like memorize esoterica. Even I think if I can't like remember what these tutorials are telling me, then like nobody can.
All science all the time. Okay. Got some fleets here. Cool. Let's select one of them. Can't colonize, but can go to. Okay. It's a 4X game. It's a 4X based game. There's many of those. Whatever. Moving along to something different? Question mark. This looks suspiciously similar to something I played earlier, but it's called English Country Tune.
Suspiciously similar to East India Company?
Suspiciously similar to Edge.
Oh.
Just from screenshots.
I just assumed based on the word English.
Okay, looks like we're very keyboardy. So I don't know why the letter E is full of like grand strategy and RPGs, but it is. Am I controlling this? Okay. Okay. This is a level select screen? This is interesting playing blind, because this is weird already. Yeah, so, okay, I'm a flippy little square. Okay, put larva in thing. Larva is me? No. Oh. How do I restart? Because I screwed that up. Okay. Oh, so this is a wall. Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay, so this is a Sokoban.
Oh yeah, it is Sokoban.
Yep. It's annoying first of all, but I already learned accidentally that I can screw this up. Okay, you gotta go in first. I don't like this visual style. It's hard to tell what's what exactly, despite it being a fairly straightforward top-down thing. I do like this weird 3D level select, though. This is very odd.
Oh, that's neat. Oh, it got me excited for a second that all the levels would be like basically different games.
Okay, so this is literally just Sokoban.
Wow, yeah, it is.
Which, there's nothing wrong with that. A lot of games are Sokoban. Sokoban, for instance, is Sokoban. Yeah, that's a fun one.
I remember really disliking Slash and the NetHack fork that I tried when I played it, in part because like one of the important sub areas that was basically analogous to the Acrid level in Risk of Rain was this big Sokoban dungeon, and it was like, I don't want to play Sokoban. I want to play the RPG.
Yeah, it's like... oh, is that like a pit? Okay. Well, I probably screwed this all up already. Sure did. Oh, that's... Okay, that's a thing. 1, 2, 3, and I'm out. So, when there's something down these, I can't go into them. When there's not something down these, I can. And it's just a big turn waster of, climbing through the okay, that's a mechanic. That you've bought my interest from a level or two game. But, like, yeah, you have to be in a certain headspace to really want to play a Sokoban game, and I'm not in it right now, I suppose. Oh, is this...
Ooh. Okay, getting a little spicy.
Mm-hmm. Are we... Okay. So, how do I get...
Oh, stick to the wall in the background and then flip farther into the background? Oh, you can.
Well, I might be able to if that wasn't there, but, like, could I get down there without... Oh, okay.
Oh, so you gotta, like, push it all the way around.
Right, okay. And these controls are slightly bewildering for this, but... Okay, so it sticks to platforms, and then that's down as far as it's concerned. That's interesting. And now I understand why we have this weird 3D level select. Okay, that was... You have rationalized your existence, game. Still don't like the...
I think the movement blockers could be more sticky outy.
Yeah, like... Or just make it a solid colored thing. Okay, so that's...
I noticed it looked like you hopped from wall to wall there without touching the intervening wall.
Did I?
Oh, maybe I missaw. So if you stick to the right wall and push the larva down, will it fall right instead? Oh yes, yeah, it inherits your gravity.
That's interesting. If I come at this angle, it just won't move. So I have to do this to start. That's kind of a given. Now I guess I just circumnavigate the whole level. Or try to, and fail, because there are more walls than I realized.
So you can't hop across that gap.
Nope. Well, I'm stuck, but I'm stuck in a really interesting way.
Stick to the rightmost wall and push it down so that the ball falls rightward, maybe?
Like from here?
Yeah, keep going down. Oh wait, can you... Oh yeah, like that. So at least that'll get you...
Oh, yeah.
there.
Okay, yep. And then...
And then push that one out of its cube?
I guess I have to, yeah.
Or did that soft lock it?
It might have.
Surely you need to do that. But how do you get it out of that?
Interesting. May come back to it at some point. This is, like... At first I really thought, okay, it's just Sokoban, and that's, like... That's fine, but... Yeah, that's That's very complicated, very fast. I like it.
I like how right at the appropriate point, like level 3 or 4, it starts going, okay, here's the actual gimmick.
Yeah, it was like literally just listening. Okay, I get the idea. I'm about to stop playing. Oh no, this is something else. And moving along.
Another problem with game tutorials is, like, aside from just teaching the mechanics in a sensible way, you need to tell the player up front why should they care. Like, any of those grand strategy games may have had, like, a twist to them, but how will we know?
And yeah, like, thinking back on it, I don't know how I know how to play Civilization. Because, like, that's a game that's very obtuse, right?
I think, like nursery rhymes, everyone's just kind of born knowing them, and nobody can remember learning them.
So, Epistory, Typing Chronicles. That Typing Chronicles is a flag of some nature.
I mean, I've actually enjoyed most typing games I've played, even though the concept of typing doesn't excite me. I liked
Once
Typing of the
upon
Dead.
a
I liked.
time.
Oh,
It
Typing of the Dead is really
the
good.
best of times. It was the worst of times. There was a girl. And she rode upon the back of a great fox. But they were lost. They had always been lost. Until a path appeared. And so she followed.
Okay. Those are some
today
controls.
is the day for isometric QB things while a synth goes boom in the background.
These are some controls here. I'd like to take these in for a moment. Okay, so this is actually...
Is the path leading her?
This is an interesting way to teach somebody to type, actually. These are, like, very smooth video gamey controls
Or was she leading her?
mapped to weird
She didn't
stuff
know.
to try to get your hands in the right
It was
place.
just there.
Oh, that's actually a reasonable idea.
Uh-huh. I can go diagonally.
All of a sudden,
Huh, that's
she
a
knew where she
simple
was.
enough idea. I'm surprised I
She
haven't
was
seen
home.
it done elsewhere.
The woods had sheltered
Yeah, I'm
her as
liking
a
the
child.
pop-up thing. It is a little quappy, though.
The path was blocked
Quap
before her.
is my favorite typing game.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Okay.
The path stretched deeper into the forest.
Hello, rabbit.
I like the
She
world building
remembered
effects
animals
a lot.
frolicking in the glades.
I've seen papercraft done badly in 3D, but this is done well.
She remembered planting
Yep.
flowers.
Okay, then now we're into pure typing. Is that all of them? Cool. So this is a thing.
She felt the woods begin to wake up around her.
I have no idea what the market for this is, even though I like it.
Well, like, if we're looking at this as a typing tutor sort of thing, it's way more engaging than most already.
Mm.
But there's like,
I can see handing this to a
Where?
kid and them
Why?
getting used to it fast.
What?
But there's another problem is that, like, these days, do kids need to be taught how to
She
type?
remembered exploring the
I don't know.
twisted paths.
I mean, everyone's got to learn at one point or another.
I assume they all just kind of do it. That's how I learned.
Like, it's much less of an advanced, you know, adult skill now than it was back in the day. When it's like, okay, are you going to be a secretary? No? Are you going to be a novelist?
The more she
No?
remembered, the
Then
stronger
what are you
she
learning this
felt.
for?
I've seen plenty of people who work in offices who could not type for that matter.
Oh yeah.
Or did the thing where they hunch over and use their index fingers.
Yep. Ooh, treasure.
Oh, have you ever played Typing of the Dead? I bet that'd be a fun thing to
I have.
test out the Steam Remote Play with. Ah.
I don't know if I have seen a Steam version of. Oops.
There's Typing of the Dead Overkill on Steam, but it had some edginess I didn't like, and also a lot of mechanical downgrades from the first one, which I found surprising. And it wasn't based on House of the Dead 3 like I was expecting, which I was kind of hoping for, because nobody remembers 3, but it was good.
Okay, don't make me use a mouse for a game where I'm otherwise totally on the keyboard.
Yes.
I am not a writer. This is not my muse.
Also, it's not like always clear where you can do the whole spacebar thing, I don't think. Like, can I do something over here? Oh, I can.
She remembered discovering precious stones.
It's a freaking peony. So, are we done? Oh no, there was Rose up there.
Oh,
I didn't
there's
see
a
it.
timer thing?
Yeah, I just didn't see that Rose up there in range.
Yeah, I didn't either.
There's the like combo timer thing, yeah, for getting more experience for typing words out faster. But there's a wonderful, wonderful adventure game that more people need to play called Systems Twilight. It was like for old Macs exclusively. I think you can emulate it now. Is that all there was here? Yeah, okay. And what are my controls again? Okay. But it had a lot of like weird abstract logic puzzles. And there's this one area where it's like creating words by manipulating other words. Like you take the word 10, and then here's somebody who says they can divide it by 10, and you throw it into there, and then you have the word 1. And then it's like, okay, I'll chop an E off the end of a word, or like the last vowel off the end of the word. So, okay, now I have on. I'll rotate letters around. Okay, now I have no, and need to like proceed that way and solve puzzles with these little weird shifting word keys.
That sounds really cool.
And infamously, at one point in this, somebody asked you for a flower. And it's fairly easy to get the word rose and hand that over. But you can't do that because you actually need that same word distorted in a slightly different way to get, like, 0, I think.
Oh?
For some other puzzle in that area. And what you actually need is to take the word penny, and then there's one that'll, like, increment double letters by 1, so it turns into peony. Which I did not know was a type of flower. So I never would have thought to even do that, and years later I found the developer's webpage. And I'm just like, okay, so you should play this blind. I will give you one hint, though, because like everybody gets stuck on this one puzzle.
Oh.
It's not Rose's peony. And what the runes?
Oh. You don't know how to type dwarfish yet.
Nope. But yeah, this
Dangers
is...
awaited beyond the forest. She had to be strong before she could leave.
Yeah, level up. I know. Gotta get that dwarf rune. I also cannot convey how much IEFJ is weird as opposed to like WASD. Like, this is such an unnatural way for my hands to be positioned and trying to think and
She would
just...
have to burn the brambles before she could pass through them.
Right.
Just break out your Viking keyboard.
What's this carnival purchase?
Those are words that don't make sense.
I can use the arrow
Oh, there's a
keys.
treasure chest.
I can use the arrow keys.
Oh, that seems like cheating.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the carnival
Oh,
purchase.
okay. Oh, it's just some words. I thought that that was like
She remembered finding magical things in the newspaper.
something else. And I can upgrade
It's kind
again.
of weird when the rest of them are like thematic, but that one was just some words.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and I can also get upgrades by just typing their names out. That's better than taking my fingers off to the mouse, I guess, a little.
Mm.
Sure. Let's see how that works.
I like the fox.
Mm-hmm. Which seems to have gained another tail as I upgraded it.
I think the fox always had that many.
Okay. So, yeah, this is cool. This is a weird, like, clearly edutainment, but, like, very a game.
She dared not try to cross the fragile flows.
Oh. I'm interested in where this actually goes, but, again, quick tours are the order of the day here. And there's apparently nests and chests and zooming out, and, like, there's a lot going on here.
Big world.
And a gallery of things I don't have yet, and apparently a lot of other upgrades to find. And again, this papercraft style is very interesting.
Epistory.
There's an arena mode, which I'd like to point out to everyone.
Click arena mode. I want to see.
Okay.
In the factory.
Okay. I mean...
Gotta be logos.
Okay, let me just throw down in the typing contest.
Ride your fox to the industrial factory. Have a death match.
Oh. Okay, now it's typing the dead.
Yes. Pretty directly.
And why can I mail stab? Oh no. I was
I
typing it.
think you
just
were most of the way through a different one.
Ah, okay. Well, it was also yellow, so it had like special armor or something that was keeping me. Okay, try this again. Ooh, and I can like do things. Yeah, so like
Gene's gonna get you.
yeah, I can't hit Gene. Like there's
Oh.
there's some mechanic I'm missing here, but yeah, okay. So there's a typing of the dead mode too. That's kind of cool. And leaderboards and all that. Like this is very elaborate for a typing game, and I am on board. On board and impressed.
Thumbs up for me. I may need to stay for just one more and then dash out to the pharmacy because it's going to close in like 50 minutes, and I can't survive without caffeine pills.
Well, I'm actually like almost done with the E's here too. We have the Escapists. We have Euphoria, which people I think are familiar with because it's one of those just ubiquitous games. Euro Truck Simulator, which it's a thing. I own it for some reason. I don't know much about it, honestly, but it doesn't seem like a super gripping thing to watch someone play.
Oh, I immediately like this music.
Yep. Just make sure this is actually streaming properly. Chat's been very quiet. Either that or my like OBS display of the chat is just giving me nothing at all.
I haven't noticed any users today.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, there's DLC. Sure.
Seeing it on stream now.
Okay,
The
good.
delay is just surprisingly big.
Okay, take the things. Gotcha. Take the disc itself. Gotcha. Okay, yeah.
This prison is nicer than some places I lived. What is this, Sweden?
Yep. Okay. That's a thing, but sure. Screwdriver in my inventory. Okay, there it is. I'm not totally sold on the, where's that even pointing?
The black square above you?
Well, like, that arrow is just around, I guess.
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay, that's where you're telling me to go. Okay, gotcha. Like,
Oh yeah, that didn't read like a compass arrow to me.
okay. So, screwdriver again.
He's
Okay.
unemployed.
Hmm.
Get a job, prisoner.
Mm-hmm. And now I can buy his soap for free. Cool. Now I can open the crafting menu, which I'm guessing is sock plus soap because that's something that everybody knows for some reason.
That'd be what? Would that? Can you hurt someone that way?
I mean, yeah,
That'd have to be some heavy soap.
or a long enough sock. I mean, like if you got one of these good old knee highs, that could, you know, get some swing behind it.
I guess, but you'd think if someone got hit by that, they'd be like, "Ow, hey!" They wouldn't be like
Yeah, fair.
knocked unconscious. I mean, you have a screwdriver.
That was it. Yeah, screwdriver is probably the better weapon of the two, all things considered.
Did you ever play the Chronicles of Riddick games? Those were better than they looked like they had.
I
any right to
heard that,
be.
like, well, hang on a second. Just get that out of my system. Okay. But yeah, I heard those were, like, really standouts back before people were doing, like, generally decent licensed games.
Mm.
Okay. So now I can
It's
just...
got that Starbreeze flavor to it too. That
Yeah,
doesn't
these, like,
really
walls
feel
are
like
these-
a lot of other games in the same genre.
Hmm. Good for you. Why is it right click suddenly? Was it always right click?
I am amused by the juxtaposition of the very relaxing environment and what's going on.
Mm-hmm. Digging on an empty space?
So I think you use your shovel on the blank dirt square.
Like, that's what I thought, but I'm clicking and nothing's happening.
Do you need to re-equip the shovel?
Very good, thank you. Okay. The UI has issues. Those are some directly stolen from Zelda bushes, I can tell. Okay, but this is a thing. Ooh, and I can get some customization going here.
I guess this makes sense. It's not a co-ed prison.
Hmm. Weird default names. Okay, this... Yeah. Wait. Hang on. There's a way to do this. I gotta find the right guy. Yeah, I know Nature Short. I haven't typed it yet. Okay.
I'll need that reference explained.
The prisoner.
Oh, you can rename everyone.
That's cool.
You can escape from a prison run by your friends.
Neat. But no, The Prisoner is this weird British show about some guy just like on this weird island of surrealism that is a prison for spies, and everybody's just like given a number, and It's the thing where there's famously, like, the episode where he gets on a big boat to get out, and there's, like, this giant bubble out of nowhere chasing him.
Oh, that. I've seen that referenced elsewhere.
Yeah, the actual show is very bizarre. Like, I can see why it was a thing.
This place seems kind of nice.
Yeah. It's cable TV. Can I just, like,
I'd rather
enjoy?
live here than that apartment I was in New West.
Oh, okay, so... Yeah, just enjoy being in prison is an option they have, apparently. Maybe?
Maybe. Or do a cell toss. I don't know what that means.
I can definitely smack around, what was his name?
What was his name?
Officer someone.
Just smack them all around, to be sure.
Like, do I have a quest log? I do. Okay, Andrew. So this guy, I'm gonna smack around, I guess, to make some pocket money. Oh, you hate him too, huh? Cool. How about you? Oh, you want, like, hand cream. Gotcha. And you're selling something? Good for him? Just gotta get him alone here. Where'd he go?
Oh, this is pretty cool. This has got more fleshed out, like, roleplay-y elements than I was expecting. Just walk up, punch the guard in the middle of the cafeteria.
Okay, but, like, I get paid for my quest, right? Yeah? No?
I think you have to win.
Oh, well, that's no fair. But, okay, yeah, this is kind of cute and neat.
This kind of plays like the early bits of Chronicles of Riddick.
I'm just, like, on free time right now? For you.
Legitimately, this place seems nice.
Yeah, like, got a nice park. I mean... Got an exercise room. Okay, cool, like... Gotta get swole, as the kids say.
Sonic Boom.
Everything cool out there? Maybe I should, like, maybe I should do a thing out here where
I mean,
people
I've
are...
lived a place where random fights were breaking out and they didn't have a gym and I was paying for the privilege.
Do you have a quest for me or not? Like, oh, am I still in combat mode?
Just following him in there.
Okay. Oh, lunchtime. So I guess, okay, yeah, suspicion, that's...
Those really are
Okay.
Zelda bushes.
Yeah, like those are clearly ripped from the game. Do I get to eat? Oh, I do get to eat. Okay. Nice, relaxing, fatigue lowering. Oh, should I have actually grabbed a food tray? Cool. Okay.
Oh, you were just sitting down before.
Oh, and that brings my speed down really fast. Okay. So you, I think. Did you like have stuff for sale? I mean, yes. I don't know what that does. Oh no. Hey, don't be a jerk. Hey, I got the hand cream. Cool.
Did you? It's unclear whether you helped the aggressor or not.
I'm pretty sure I helped not the person who was getting beaten up. Yeah.
Wasn't he the quest giver though?
Maybe. Oh, I do? Okay, what do I do? What is it? Like... Oh, okay. One per? Wow, that's light load. Yeah. Clean enough. He just put it on that day, apparently. Like, I'm so tempted to just, like, get into the habit of, like, just being a well-behaved prisoner here and not trying to escape at all. Just, you know?
Browsing the web, increasing your intellect is the most unrealistic part so far. But yeah, just going about your day. Is the object to escape each level, or is it like...
I think so. I mean, it's called The Escapist, so that's kind of implied. The UI does still kind of suck, though. Like, I mean, I can hotkey that, but it's not that much more convenient than clicking over. So, did I get fired from my jail job for leaving early? I'm sorry, I just want to explore the rest of the game space. Ooh.
Vacancy.
I did, in fact. Okay, but yeah, this is interesting. Like, and apparently there's like different areas that are all set up differently. Also, apparently I can just like take.
This makes me intrigued about the like Santa's Workshop one. So they probably have like a fully realized workshop. You're just going about your day in.
Oh, that was the DLC that was offering, right? But yeah, these are absolutely 100% taken from the Game Boy Zelda. Like, straight up. Or possibly the SNES one? Just like every pixel.
Yeah, it looks Link to the Past to me. Nice music too.
Yeah. They're nice, cute little sprites. Like, most of it's fun to play. It's just like... I don't think it's desks too. Wow. It's kind of an adventure setup, yeah.
I like too how the tutorial told you how to interact with stuff. Wow, they've got like beach chairs. The tutorial told you how to interact with stuff, but otherwise it just kind of let you just go explore.
Hey.
Oh, you hop to the counter.
Okay, fine.
Eat faster.
Oh, okay, if you say no, they get upset. Oh, good for you. It was just a little random interaction. I guess Alexander isn't liking it very much right now. I think I may have beaten him up earlier.
You're in the middle of this fist fight, and they're like, "Oh, it's a little nippy in here."
Yeah. Okay, so like that's cute and cool. I like it.
Yeah, that was better than I was expecting it to be.
One would presumably want to like play in a more careful, methodical sense, like building up reputation from favors in a doable way, and like arming oneself and all that. So do you have time for one more? Or are we done?
Well, if I want to get to the pharmacy in the next 35 minutes, I should probably get up and get out the door
Okay.
like right now. But I could always come back and resume after.
Well, like, okay, all we had left was Euphoria, which is a simple RTS everybody's seen, Euro Truck Simulator, which is not quite fully installed, Europa Universalis Rome, which is like another one of those grand strategy paradox games that I kind of slide off. So, yeah, that's the E's that are currently installed. Next time we'll be going through the F's, which, oh wow, there's some stuff under the F's.
Oh, interesting. Tune in next time.
Wow, there's some stuff under the F's. But yeah, that's it for now. And I don't think anybody's watching to throw to somebody else, so, see you next time.
Okay, thanks everybody. See you.
Goodbye.